Jonathan delivered a keynote presentation earlier today talking about the laws here surrounding blockchain in Malta. So if you could just summarize where we are right now, that would be fantastic with these laws.
So last year, the legal framework came into effect on the 1st of November. And by way of a brief recap, we have the Virtual Financial Assets Act, which regulates service providers like exchanges, brokers, as well as regulating ICOs. Then we have the Innovative Technology Arrangements and Services Act, which lays out the auditing framework for technology arrangements, such as smart contracts, dApps, and so on. We have now the first licensed VFA agents, which means that exchanges, service providers, and ICOs can submit their application and therefore obtain the license or the registration with the Malta Financial Services Authority. And as well, we have the first licensed systems auditors as well. So now we're actually at the takeoff part. So now the legal framework is fully implemented, and therefore people can start submitting their applications.
Brilliant. Now, why do you think that it's essential to have some framework, some regulation when it comes to the crypto and blockchain industry in Malta?
So I would say that, first of all, from the financial perspective, we are regulating the centralized service providers, those which are actually a centralized point of contact, the exchanges, those who are providing a service to the industry. Like every other service out there, there is the end user, there is the consumer, and therefore there needs to be protection for the end consumer, plus legal certainty for those operating within the sphere. And as you may know, legal certainty has been a bit lacking in this space up until now. So Malta, of course, is seeking to rectify that and has therefore launched this framework which provides precisely that. With regards to the technical part, we are not looking to regulate the technical infrastructure itself. What we're doing is we're providing certain technical standards, which of course those looking to utilize this technology can refer to such standards and obtain certification showing that they are complying with such technical standards.
Very interesting. Okay, and for ICOs, I heard you mention them earlier. There are some people that think that they're scams, that they're useless, that they will go away. What are your thoughts on ICOs, and where are we really with this technology right now in the blockchain space?
I know that the ICO market has taken a bit of a hit in the past few months. And there are various people out there shouting that STOs are the new ICOs. I fully disagree with that statement. Reason being that STOs exist within the traditional framework. We're talking about securities, financial instruments, and so on. They are simply utilizing a new technology for distribution and tracking, blockchain. When it comes to ICOs, it's actually a new way of raising funds. Case in point, if you're developing an open source software which can be utilized by the masses, and the company developing the software itself will not take a dime out of it once it's running, how can they get funded? And this is where the ICO model comes into play. So therefore, that's one particular use case where ICOs are still very much alive and kicking. And I'm pretty sure that the next wave of ICOs will be coming through, this time around in a different format.
Okay, very good. When it comes to the intersection of gambling and blockchain and crypto, tell me where we are here in Malta. I know there's a sandbox. Can you explain what the government's doing in order to push this intersection forward?
Yeah, of course. I mean, before I delve into that, I must say that one of the few industries which really stands to gain hugely from blockchain technology is the gaming one. And Malta has seen this, and in fact the Malta Gaming Authority has launched a sandbox covering two main types of business activities. Those traditional operators that accept cryptocurrency as a means of payment, and those operators or suppliers, B2B or B2C, which utilize blockchain technology. The first part of the sandbox tackles the operators accepting cryptocurrency as a means of payment. That part of the sandbox is live. Interested operators, which are licensed here in Malta, are welcome to, of course, apply for that sandbox and start accepting cryptocurrency as a means of payment. The second part of the sandbox will be launching soon, and of course will be wider in scope in terms that it will of course capture those operators and suppliers making actual use of blockchain technology.
Fantastic. So much excitement here in Malta when it comes to these industries. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Have a wonderful show.
Thank you very much.